I really want to discuss about the pole shift and really what I've picked up about that, what has been coming forward, and what I was really guided to do initially for this Earth Talks was to look into the full moon, which is coming up for me where I am in the world on the 15th of August. So I'll talk a little bit about that. And for those of you that watched the twin flame video, there is a little bit of information what I've picked up about twin flames also, and how that really fits in with what is happening with Earth and the energetic changes going on at this time as well. So my guides were really asking me to look at this month's full moon, and it can be known as the Aquarius moon. And also what I was very much picking up is that energetically it's really bringing another big shift. So we have had a lot going on around the beginning part of August, especially around the Lion's Gate portal, and now it seems like we've got more coming up energetically, really around the energy to do with the full moon. So we have got a lot of connection to the heart, especially heart strength. So this got this nurturing, real divine mother type of energy coming from the earth as well. What I've been guided to tell you is to use the earth and the earth cycles and how the earth operates very much as your guide, as your teacher at this time, because everything that the earth is doing, if we can tune into that, if we can tap into that energetically, we will naturally be in the flow of life. So what humans have been doing for a long time is really going against the natural energetics of the earth, and we have had a lot of tampering and a lot of things really knocking everything out. So what has happened is the earth has had to work very hard in a way to bring things back into balance. So like we spoke about before with the pendulum swinging right out, that is what has been happening to the earth. And also the universe has had to go into a place of self-correct as well, because there has been some sort of knocking out of natural law and the natural forces energetically. So this is about things coming back into balance, and very much use the earth, use how the earth comes back into balance to help you. That's very much what is coming forward. So this full moon is all about determination, perseverance, depth, knowledge, generosity, strength, and also sexuality coming forward as well. We have got a kind of simulation going on that really puts us into a free flow of emotion, and really allows us to step into a place of no longer being ruled by the ego mind. So yeah, it's important to acknowledge that the ego is very much a part of us, and to keep the ego in a healthy place. But when the ego really dictates and controls, then it puts us in a place of being very out of balance and unhealthy. So this full moon will really highlight where the ego mind is controlling parts of your life. So it's all about, again, this theme of really bringing things back into balance. We have got a lot of maturing and coming of age, richness and abundance energy. And really the big theme that seems to be coming forward from this moon is all about moving into the divine feminine energy, but also teaming that up with the divine masculine energy. So we will get the gentle strength from the divine feminine, but also heart strength as well, which allows us to take action, to move forward. So it's really again, energetically bringing everything back into balance. So with this full moon on the 15th, it is really bringing us to this place of really immersing ourselves and the increase of cosmic and pure love energy. And we may find that we've got this need or this impulse to express affection, or to move into a place of expressing affection in a more open way, or just looking about how we are expressing affection or maybe not expressing affection in our lives at this time. There will also, I feel, be coming forward a real need at this time to trust the process and to be patient while we have this changing and rearranging type of thing happening in our own lives, but also going on in the world at large as well. There is a need. We are being asked, we are being guided to do our best to be understanding and to allow unconditional love to come forward, because this will really allow a much smoother transition as these things unfold, and also as we've got all these changes going on within us and around us at this time as well. We are being asked to find the balance in our lives. We also get to choose to go into conflict if that's what we so choose, or to choose peace. There will, I feel, coming forward from this full moon, it will put us in a place of being more aware, being more conscious of how we are playing things out in our lives. So we will get something coming forward and we will get to choose, are we going into conflict or are we going to choose peace? And we may actually get this breathing space or be more aware that we are able to have this space where we can take a step back and actually think things through and then move into it in a more conscious way. So if we have had this tendency to go into conflict and it's become a habit, all of a sudden you're going to realise that actually you don't have to keep going into conflict. We can actually go more into peace. So this is really going to be opened up and amplified with this full moon energy. So we will be able to choose to act from a place of ego or act from a place of heart. And again, that's going to become a lot more aware. It's going to become a lot more obvious of how that has been playing out in our own personal lives. So we may be asking ourselves questions such as, do we really have to always be right? Can we be authentic without attempting to control or upset others at the same time? Are we really unconditionally loving others, or are we wanting them to do something or act a certain way so that we can love them the way that we think they need to be loved, or the way that we love? So this is about really tuning into what unconditional love really is, because we hear it thrown about all the time. Unconditional love, but what is unconditional love? And sometimes we think we are unconditionally loving, but actually there's still a lot of conditions that we are putting on that other person, or putting on how we are loving, how we are expressing love. So is our love pure, or are we still putting conditions there? And again, I feel like this full moon will really be bringing a lot of these things to the fore. Now, what I realised as I was going into this full moon is actually it is really highlighting what is going on at the world at large, and how the earth is really shifting and changing at this time as well, because the earth is vibrating at unconditional love. So again, the more we tap into earth's energy, the easier it is for us to really fully understand what unconditional love is. So we have been experiencing huge imbalance on this earth right now, and we will have been experiencing and seeing that playing out in our own life if we are becoming a lot more aware and a lot more conscious, and also seeing it playing out in the world at large. The love and light, you know, you see that and you hear that the more that you are aware of spirituality playing out in the world. We will see love and light, and that is very much an imbalance in the positive polarity. And then you'll see the people playing on the, so to speak, the lower levels, the lower emotions, the darker realms, and they're stuck in an imbalance of negative polarity. So what we have been seeing happening right now is very much extremes. We've been seeing those that are just wanting to stay in the light, just very much wanting to stay in the light, and not acknowledging the other aspects of themselves, the other aspects of life. They feel it's much safer just to be in the light and try and ignore everything else going on. And then we've got others that actually feel safer to be in the darker realms, so to speak, and not want to see the other aspects of themselves, so very much masking parts of themselves. But in order to be healthy, in order to live a balanced life, then it's very important that we acknowledge all of these realms, all of these aspects, all of these parts of ourselves, and very much move into a place of unconditionally loving all aspects of ourselves. So we are in a place collectively of very much needing to recognize and also embrace all aspects of self: the dark, the light, the shadow, and also recognize the divine feminine and the divine masculine within ourselves and within the world, but also understand that there has been an overlay, there has been a false or toxic overlay of everything that we've got, unfortunately, and that is what I call the virus. That's very much what I feel is being purged at this time. We've got the purging of the virus, the purging of the false light, the false dark, and as that happens, we really recognize what is virus, what is false, what is inauthentic, what has really infected us, infected this planet, infected this world, infected how we operate, infected what we see, and also what has been infecting our brain function as well, and how we see the world. Once we really strip all of that back, everything becomes a lot brighter, a lot clearer, and our beliefs will shift, our inner standing will shift, how we see ourselves and how we see the world will all shift and change as well. So we might be thinking the world is going completely nuts and crazy, and like lots happening that we don't really want to see, we don't really want to look at. But this is part of the purging process. This is what the earth is doing right now. This is part of her cleansing, purging and purification, because she's very much moving into a higher vibration, and she can't have this virus anymore. You know, she's purging the virus, and that's very much what we're doing with her, alongside her, if we so choose to do so, obviously. So the purging of all that is not authentic or in alignment with this healing and this growth that is going on at this time on this earth is bringing major shifts energetically, and that's through this healing of many old habits, patterns that have been going on for lifetimes, that have been going on for generations past on the earth, and also in star systems as well. So there's a lot happening, there's a lot rearranging, there's a lot changing, and it's very important that we don't go into fear, but we actually trust that the universe knows what it's doing. The universe knows how to come back into balance, and Earth very much knows how to cleanse and purge and bring herself back into balance as well. So our job is to focus on us and to bring ourselves back into balance and become a lot more aware and a lot more conscious of ourselves, of how we work, how we naturally operate, and anything that is inauthentic, anything that is not our truth, we now, it's important to shed it, to release it, and to let go of it. So what we are going through on a personal level, so on a micro, is also playing out on the world stage, the world at large, the macro. That is what is happening right now. So the virus that has been within us, as we release it and as we let go, and as we understand what is the false light and what is the false dark, and what is our true light and what is our true dark, and embracing that and loving that, the rest will fall away. So we've got a lot of darkness that is coming to the surface right now, but we're also going to see the same playing out in the light. We're going to see a lot of people that are finding it uncomfortable right now because they're really being asked to look at other aspects of themselves. And if they are just in the light, if they're just focused in the light, then they're going to actually be face to face with the things that they don't want to look at. So it's going to be uncomfortable for some. So Earth is purging and coming back into balance right now. So this is actually interesting because what I've been sort of picking up and feeling and seeing for many years is that we've almost got like a splitting going on. So we've got like people coming into authenticity and Earth, what we really want Earth to be, and then we've got those that don't want to look, those that don't want to see splitting. But then I was talking to somebody and there was like an aha moment, something just clicked inside me and it made more sense. So the Earth is purging and coming back into balance, and if we think about we've got Mother Earth, so we've got the divine feminine, but we very rarely hear about the divine masculine, the father qualities of Earth. So what seems to be happening is we've got like the purging of the inauthentic male energy and the inauthentic feminine energy, so the false dark and the false light. And what I feel is happening is as that cracks open, so as we let go of the false divine feminine, the false divine masculine, we then have the emerging of the new Earth. So it's not actually a splitting. I feel it's coming together. It's the true darkness and the true light actually coming together to form oneness, to form wholeness, rather than everything being fragmented and all over the place. So what I'm going to go into now is a dream that I had that I feel really explains this a little bit more, and actually explains where the twin flame energy comes into this as well, and why the twin flame energy seems to be coming forward so strongly at this time. So interestingly enough, I had this dream on the 15th of April. So what I had was the coming together that would be like two people finding each other that were in total balance with their divine feminine and their divine masculine. So this is initially what I had of the two coming together, and what I was shown was that it was the joining of all parts of them. So all dimensions, all timelines, all parallels were actually all coming in at once. And then I saw a square, which was the joining of the feminine and the masculine. So I don't know if you can see that. So what we had was the person at the top was fully in alignment with the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and the person underneath was, and then it all lined up and it was in a square, and we have the same as well. So the number 4 is coming forward a lot. It has been coming forward a lot as I've been tuning in with the earth shifts and changes, and it kind of makes a lot more sense now as we are bringing everything back into balance. So number 4 energetically is all about stability, order, completion, justice. It is also the number of Earth and mankind. So again, it's bringing everything back into balance. Earth coming back into balance with the humans, or rather the humans coming back into balance with Earth. We've got the number of the square, obviously, which symbolises building a strong foundation. We also have the 4 cardinal points, so we've got the north, south, east and west, 4 winds, 4 phases of the moon, 4 seasons and 4 elements. So by bringing the true divine masculine and feminine together, we're actually going into a place of true love, of pure love, of unconditional love. So I also in this dream had about the twin flames having a connection to sacred sites, and I do feel like they have been doing a lot of timeline work. The twin flames have been coming together and actually doing a lot of cleaning and cleansing and shifting and rearranging of the timelines, and that seems to be why we had the all aspects of themselves actually coming. So what we are really experiencing at this time is a splitting away of all the falsehood to birth an authentic new earth. That is really the process of what's going on right now. So all personal healing affects the whole. So if we keep chopping ourselves up and putting labels on ourselves and fragmenting and abandoning parts of ourselves, how can we claim ourselves as whole? So this is a time of letting go of all the labels, no more putting ourselves in tiny boxes. So the human body is more than just the physical. We are more than just the human body. We have the emotional, mental, spiritual and etheric body, which is like the aura or the bioenergetic field. And as we claim that all and own that all, that's when we really move into oneness, wholeness and all parts of the whole. So as we are bringing all parts of ourselves together, we then can connect with something that is much bigger than ourselves, which is the earth and how the earth works, but then something that's much bigger than that, which is the whole of the universe, because we in a way that the earth has kind of been all chopped away from the whole of the universe and the star systems and everything as well. It seems like energetic we've just been floating about by ourselves. So this is bringing ourselves into oneness, connecting with the earth, and then actually opening ourselves up to everything else as well that's going on there. So we have polarity right now, so the state of having 2 opposites or contradictory tendencies, opinions or aspects. So we have had the total splitting of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and that is just caused complete chaos basically, energetically and physically. So as that all comes back into balance, I actually feel like this is the pole shift. This is the pole shift. This is the false polarities falling away and bringing our polarities back into balance. So this is the pole shift. So think differences, separation, opposition, contradiction and duality and conflict. So we're letting go of that in such a polarized way and bringing it into a place of balance. So the direction of a magnetic or electric field, the energetic pull, the magnetic field peaks in strength immediately after switching polarity. So as we come back into balance and Earth comes back into balance, then obviously we are going to get this shift and this movement going on to really allow everything then to come into calmness and peace and oneness. So now we are moving back into balance. So it's not an extreme switching from one to the other. This has been happening subtly for a very, very long time, and I do feel the twin flames have been doing this for a long, long time as well. But it's just more extreme now because we're in the final stages. So everything that has to be purged is being purged, so that we can actually do this last energetic movement to bring everything back into balance. So I hope that has made sense. I hope that has helped you in some way. And I am going to leave that there. I'm sending you so much love. I'm wishing you all the very, very best, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.